Hi everyone, it's Grace and welcome back to another video. I am absolutely covered in cat hair now because I just had Maisie hanging out on my lap while I filmed another video, which I think you will see after this one, and now she is sabotaging my laptop. So this is the solution, is to give her attention and then she won't cause chaos, except that she still will because that's who she is, am I right? Anyway, I don't even remember if I said this already, but today's video is going to be my April TBR and MBR. I kind of transitioned back to the TBR for a while, but I think that it's fitting for me to continue to have an MBR because then I can kind of separate the books that are like obligations or something I'm committed to versus something that is kind of on the nebulous TBR that I will choose based on my mood later in the month once I get the other stuff done and just stuff like that. So first thing we're gonna do is we are going to pick from the trusty Cottage Springs cup for my April pick for Reading Booktuber's favorite books. And in order to do that, I need to kick her off of my lap, which I don't want to do, but I need to go get the cup. Oh, you're so sweet. I may actually be legally obligated to end the video here because I can't move. Okay, we have the cup. We're gonna make a choice. So, what's it gonna be? At this point, I forget half of what's in here. I think I said that last month too, but we're gonna see. Okay. We have, please don't knock that off my lap. Oh, okay, we have The Bone Ships by R.J. Barker, which was picked for me by Matt from Matt's Fantasy Book Reviews. So, hey, she's biting my buttons. Matt, I apologize that Maisie is stealing your thunder, but Jesus Christ. She's just so cute that I don't think you can be mad. So let's pick this off the shelf and add it to my pile, and then we will go through my entire April TBR. Okay, so the book that I just picked, The Bone Ships by R.J. Barker. This is called The Bone Ships because per the synopsis, these 100 Isles build their ships using the bones of dragons. Very cool. And so dragons don't seem to exist in the world anymore, but they've been spotted again in far off lands, and people want to take advantage of that for power, and there's war brewing, or at the very least if people get their hands on dragons again, there will be conflict, there will be war. This sounds really cool. It is not that long, which is always a plus. I think it's 450 pages, and there's a funny story about this book as well, because last year when I visited Ben in the UK, we had agreed to basically hold off on my birthday gift because my birthday is at the end of July. It would be silly to ship it to Canada when I'm seeing him in a couple of weeks anyway. And so all of that is to say that Ben got me some books for my birthday, but he actually got me the second book in this series from Broken Binding. So it's a really nice edition. It's signed, but he thought he was getting me the first book. I guess he just doesn't know the titles. And so I kind of opened it and I was like, thanks. And he's like, what is with that reaction? And I'm like, well, you know, I don't have the first book, right? So it was very funny, but we bought this one just at another store, also in the UK on that same trip, because I was like, well, I mean, I'm gonna start this series at some point, and if I have the second one, I should probably also have the first one. Anyway, this does sound very interesting, and so thank you so much to Matt for the recommendation, and this will be the dedicated video for April. I will be vlogging this, and I'm excited about it. Okay, so next up we are coming in with the obligatory buddy read type books. So first one, you can already guess what it is because it's been this entire year so far. And that is A Feast for Crows by George R.R. Martin, the fourth book in A Song of Ice and Fire. And so thankfully this book is at least 100 pages, probably 150 pages, shorter than A Storm of Swords. Now, I love A Storm of Swords, favorite book in the series, one of the best fantasy books I've ever read. However, it's still like a long book, so it's kind of nice that this one's a little shorter, especially because like everything that happens after A Storm of Swords for me is a blur. Like once I start reading it, I'm gonna be like, okay, yeah, I remember that happening, but when I think about A Feast for Crows, I don't remember what the heck happens in this book. So we're gonna see. I'm sure I will still enjoy it. I enjoyed all 5 of the books on my first read, but I do think that the third one was still the strongest for me, so I am anticipating a little bit of a step back. Next up, we have The Memory of Souls by Jen Lyons, and so this does put me a month behind on this read-along that's happening in our Discord now, but I had to accept that I was feeling a little bit burnt out near the 2/3 mark of like March, and so I really want to enjoy this and not feel fatigued, and I did give myself a really lengthy March TBR, so I decided to just like put it off until the beginning of April, and I'll be kind of feeling a little bit more fresh and ready to go. Then next up we have another book that I'm really excited about, and that is The Willful Princess and the Piebald Prince by Robin Hobb, which is part of the Realm of the Elderlings, but is not part of one of the main series. What are you doing? She's an agent of chaos. But anyway, we are going to start, so okay, we being Ben, Angela, and maybe Esme, depending on how she feels. We are going to start the Rainwild Chronicles in like May, basically, and we were perhaps going to start it in April, but instead April is going to be The Willful Princess and the Piebald Prince. I wish you wouldn't do that. Oh, jeez. It's okay, cats always land on their feet. Anyway, this is a novella. It's Robin Hobb. I've missed her. I love Robin Hobb. I adore her. So I'm very excited to read another one of her books, even though it is just a little guy. And so that is actually it for the planned TBR. I was trying to be kind to myself this month, and I think I have succeeded. 2 things that are languishing on the MBR for another month. Both things that I am genuinely excited about, but they are a little bit longer, and so I'm just going to allow my mood and my schedule to dictate whether I get to them or not. So the first of those is Best Served Cold. I don't want this to happen again, where it's like the Blade Itself situation, where I put this on my TBR for like 7 months running and then I finally read it. This is going to be the 3rd month that it's here, so I really would love to read this month, but once again, we will see. However, this is, like I said, it is a shorter TBR, so there's a little bit more hope for this than there was last month. And then next up we have The Kingdom of Copper, which I don't feel too bad about because it's only been 1 month since I read the first book. I loved City of Brass. I also have a dedicated video for that because that was the February pick for Reading Booktuber's favorite books from Stephanie, and Kingdom of Copper is the sequel. And so once again, I'm really excited for this book. And this is like a little bit longer than the first one, I believe, but these I think are pretty like easy to get through comparatively. Like I found The City of Brass very smooth to read, and so hopefully I will have time. But once again, I'm gonna try and not be so beholden to a really long TBR, which is why I have brought back the MBR to say I might get to these, and I hope that I do. So I'm even more covered in cat hair now than I was at the beginning of the video, but that is it for this one. Those are all of the books that I am hoping to read in the month of April, and I'm really excited about every single one of them, so I just really hope that I have the time to dedicate to them. And I think that I will do pretty well, but those are like famous last words. So with that being said, that is it for this one. Please like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you would like to see more content from me. I post new videos on most Mondays and Thursdays, and as always, I will have my Discord with Ben and my socials linked in the description if you're interested in any of that stuff, and I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye!